Grace and peace, brothers and sisters in the Lord. Hope everybody is doing well. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Rosalind, and this is my husband, Terrance. Today, we just wanted to come on here and wish you guys happy Valentine. And, and Terrance and I wanted to share a little bit about our love story. Right, babe?
Sure. Yeah.
You know how the Bible said for I know the plans that I have for you, plans to prosper you, plans to give you hope in the future. And we just think it's crazy, like how God, uniquely brought both of us together, and how that process worked. And it was just so cool. Like everything just happened, and it just worked out the way that God intended it to work out. Since today is Valentine Day, we just want to come on here and tell you guys a little bit of our background and our story of how we met. Terrance and I have been married for almost 9 years now, and we've been together for 10 years. I met him in 2012 when I was in high school. Fast forward, I was not trying to date anybody in middle school or high school. My focus was just always on graduating high school and just do that. Until my senior year, I really needed a prom date because everybody had a prom date. All my friends had their prom date, but I didn't, and I wasn't trying to go to prom by myself. So I'm like, you know what? Let me take matters in my hands and go online and see if I can find a prom date. Anyways, I went online, and Terrance would tell you guys about his part, how he ended up online. So how did you end up online?
So I wasn't in high school. I was working, and I was going to college. I had just started. It was my first semester. So I didn't have a lot of time to go out or meet people. And I was new to Minneapolis, where I was living. And I saw that my brother was online on some social media site talking to girls. And so I said, well, let me go and make a profile. And I did, and within a couple of weeks, I met Rosalind, and we started messaging back and forth, and then
I told him, hey, I'm looking for a prom date. Do you want to go to prom? And he was like, yeah, sure, why not? Oh, yeah, it worked out. We went to prom together. Now, fast forward, it's I think about a month of dating. Terrance and I was walking in the store, and this random lady just came up to us, and she was like, are you two a couple? And we were like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, stay together. You guys should stay together and have kids or something like that. I'm like, lady, we just started dating, and it was just
weird.
It was just so weird, and y'all already know where Terrance and I stand. We believe that God speaks to his people, and we believe that God want to be involved into every part of our life, every area of our life, regardless if it's health problems, dating problems, children problem. We believe that God want to be in those things with us because we're in relationship with God, and he is going to lead us into decision making. Okay. Terrance and I got engaged after I graduated high school, and I was 19. I was 19 when we got engaged, and I was also 19 when we got married. So some of my family members and my friends thought we were crazy for not even dating for was it a year?
It was 8 months. Yeah, we were dating for 8 months when I proposed.
Yeah, we were dating for 8 months, and then he proposed to me. I'm like, what in the world? I wasn't looking for marriage, but and eventually, I went into prayer, and I prayed about it, and I felt at peace. I felt like God was telling me that, Terrance is my husband, but I wasn't looking for a husband at the time, because I was just so young. I was just thinking about, this is college time, you know what I'm saying? And it just all happened so quick. And how or what made you to, propose to me at such a young age? People were just thinking, you guys should be dating and not worrying about getting married.
Well, I grew up outside of the church, so was in different relationships throughout high school, and they weren't like our relationship. They weren't the same. There was something different, something that said commitment, and that this would be, long lasting. So I was like, I guess it's time to make that decision to propose and ask you to be my wife.
Yeah, yo, I didn't see that coming. Because when he took out the ring, I thought it was like a promise ring, you know? It's like, and he was like, when you marry me, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, you're supposed to be giving me like a promise ring, not engagement ring right now. But anyways, yeah, like I said, I went into prayer about it, and I was at peace. Like, God speak to us in dreams. God speak to us through his word. And sometimes God give us emotion to a certain decision, like giving us peace. And I felt at peace about the decision that I was going to make, which is to marry my husband. And even before we got married, my auntie asked me, it's like, she said, did God tell you that that was your husband? I was like, yeah, I believe that God told me that Terrance was my husband, you know. And in different ways, God spoke to me that Terrance was my husband, like through strangers, or even through strangers, and also being at peace about my decision after fasting about it, you know. Like, every time you want to make like a huge decision and you don't know, I say go into a fast, and you know, I believe that God would speak to you that way. So but before we got married, our pastor asked you too, like, did God tell you that I was supposed to be your husband? And what was your answer to her? I mean, she asked you.
Our last session of counseling, she said.
Wait, can I ask that question again? So our pastor asked you if God told you that I'm supposed to be your wife, not your husband.
Yeah. Yeah, and so she asked me that. I think it was our last session of counseling, and I. Like, besides what I had felt, I didn't know for sure that God had said, like, you were supposed to be my wife. Mm-hmm. But we had made that decision to separate. Like, we lived separately for a week or two before we got married, which is a whole nother conversation. But anyways, we lived separately. You moved back here. You went and stayed with your auntie for 2 weeks leading up to our wedding. Mm-hmm. And it was a few days before our wedding that I had a dream of you walking down the aisle in your wedding dress. And when I had told you the dream and I told you what the dress looked like, you actually wanted to call off the wedding to go and get a new dress because it was exactly the one that you were going to be wearing. I know. I was so mad. I'm like, did he take a peek? That's bad luck. You're not supposed to know what the dress is supposed to look like. So anyways, he told me that, and I was just like, man, shoot. And that was like that was actually the second dress that I tried on, and it was snowing heavy, and my aunties wanted to like just go because it kept snowing, and we were just trying to get out of there. So we got that dress. I'm like, shoot, there's no way I can change it now. But anyways, I end up getting the dress, and Terrance and I got married, and we've been married for, like I said, almost 9 years and 4 kids, okay? And that go to say, like, God want to be involved in our life and in our relationship. And Terrance and I, one thing that, no, not just one thing, like something that have kept us together for like this long, I would say, is our love for each other and also our love for God. Because you know what, we will face trials and tribulation as believers, and even in marriages. The Bible said the enemy have come to steal, kill, and destroy, but God have come to give us life and life abundantly. And we truly believe that, like, whatever Terrance and I have been through is like our love and our love for God have carried us through it all. And one of my advice to you guys is that I have learned from him is communication. You know, in our relationship, at first it's like I was so bad at communication. Like, I just wanted him to know what I was thinking, why I was mad, like without even me saying anything, you know. And we have come a long way, y'all. And like something that we've been holding on to is our relationship with God, and also communication. We have learned to communicate our feelings in the moment. That was something that I wasn't good at first too. Like, I'm not able to communicate my feelings in the moment when I'm mad about something, but I have learned to just, you know, talk about it. Like, and he can read when something is wrong with me, but he just don't know what is wrong until I open my mouth and say something. So I have really grown in that, and it is
it took him like just pushing consistently. You know, it didn't happen in one day. I didn't just break out in one day and start expressing myself. Like he kept doing it consistently. Like, what are you thinking? Like, I can tell you're mad. Like, he would ask me what's wrong. I'm like, nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I have graduated that. So my advice to you guys in relationship, in marriages, I would say communication and also putting God first in all that you do. Okay, Terrance and I got married too, not just because we love each other also, but also because of our love for God. We knew that we wanted to be together, so why not just get married? You know what I'm saying? So, and our pastors too were encouraging, like, you guys
make
are,
that commitment.
yeah, just make that commitment. So that's our love story. And it's still going, thank God. Yeah, is there anything else you would like to add, like give them advice or something? Like
Community.
Yeah,
like community is super important. Like she mentioned, our love for each other and our individual relationships with the Lord, and but another element of like holding our relationship together is the community that we surround ourselves with. Because if we don't have community, we don't know what we're supposed to look like or grow into. So like the older couples at our church that we really lean on for advice or for counsel, like they've been huge, a huge benefit to our marriage. Not just like for our relationship, but for also like how we now parent our kids.
Right.
And like we just take so much from them because, you know, they have the experience, they've gone through the things that we're now finding ourselves going through.
Yeah.
So surround yourself with a good community of Bible believers, because they will help you. They will, you know, pour out their wisdom that they've learned through the years. Just all you have to do is ask.
Yeah, for sure. It's so important for marriages nowadays, because you need to know who you're taking advice from. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people will just give you advice based off of their experience and what happened to them, but I would suggest that you should always like sort out like wise counsel. You know what I'm saying? Like wise counsel, like somebody that's going to love you and love you through Jesus and give you wise advice on what you need to do and how to do stuff. Okay. Well, that's it for this video. I got my husband to come on here and do this video with me. He's not into the camera too much, but once in a while he just pop out and say hi and drop some videos. So we appreciate you all. And thank you all for being on this journey with us. And happy Valentine's Day, friends. Bye.
God bless.